Are you a mom that's constantly walking on eggshells around your adult child, maybe feeling like every conversation turns into a battlefield? Today's video, I want to dive into toxic behaviors that might be sabotaging your relationship, and more importantly, how you can reclaim your peace and sanity and stay calm through it all. But the first thing I want to do is identify toxic behavior. So if you are dealing with specific things like manipulation, massive disrespect, maybe passive aggressiveness, or for some of you, it goes as far as emotional abuse. It really does. Those are toxic behaviors. But you have to remember, we're not talking and naming your child as a toxic person. It is their behavior, and that's what you need to learn to separate. That is going to be the difference in moving forward in your relationship with them. If you can keep that separate now and don't wait 6 months from now and then realize, oh, it's their behavior, it's not them. You need to start right now in the beginning. So let's say that you are dealing with these types of specific behaviors. What do you do about it? Well, you have to deal with it first and foremost by setting boundaries. But hear me when I say this. They need to be clear, they need to be consistent, and they need to be communicated calmly. That's probably the last thing you want to do right now, right? But you matching their energy of rage or disrespect is not going to help your relationship. So these boundaries, they need to have a lot of clarity, and they should reflect your values and what you really need to feel safe and respected, because that's the whole purpose of it. That's the whole purpose of having them. It's not to be crude or rude or mean. So I would highly suggest, if you haven't talked to someone about boundaries, I suggest that you do that with a coach or a therapist or somebody. Make sure you're on the right track before you impose some of these big ones. But what does this look like? It could even be something as simple as saying no to some things, or limiting some interactions, or maybe even taking a break from communication when necessary. And I know that's hard to even swallow for some of you, but I do have a lot of moms that have learned to do that. And it is helping the moms manage the relationship, and it's helping the mom be able to feel sane in all of this. So now again, the thing with setting boundaries is we have to enforce them. So your question is, how do I stand firm on those boundaries without feeling guilty? You need to be prepared for this, or don't bother setting the boundary, because they will respect you less and you will be manipulated over and over again, because they're going to know that you're a pushover. I've been there. I've done it. But how do you handle the pushback? Because you're going to get resistance, right? Nobody likes to have boundaries put around them. You're going to get resistance, but that's when you have to remain calm. And in order to be avoiding, future manipulation, having to reset those boundaries that you're setting, and, it's just over and over this cycle and you don't really follow through, there's going to be no respect there. Number 2 is seek support. I do want to encourage you getting some support. It might start with some friends. It might start with your spouse, people in your world, but I highly recommend a support group or a coach. I would be honored to talk with you about your situation and how, I could help when you are at the point where, you're really looking for somebody to walk alongside you in this journey. This journey's tough. I'm not going to lie. But if this video is helping you, I would love it if you would like and subscribe to my channel so I can help more moms. I want to help you to be able to learn more about toxic behaviors. Some of you are like, I know what a toxic behavior is. I've been dealing with it for years. And some of you are just starting out and you're thinking, oh my goodness, what is going on? But if you want to learn more about my group coaching program or one-on-one coaching, you can click the link for the discovery call. It's in the pinned comment and in the description. I'd love to hear from you for a consultation. It's not a coaching call, but we'll learn more about each other and I can share how I can help. And number 3 is understanding when to step back. Moms don't like to hear this, right? But sometimes the healthiest option for both of you is for you to take a step back and allow both of you to reassess your relationship. And my hope and prayer here is that you both take a look in the mirror and see what needs to be changed in your own lane. What do you need to change? What do they need to change? We'd be fooling ourselves if we said we all didn't have something that could be improved upon. And I would have you question yourself if you think that you don't, because you're human. It's okay. But we need to let go of that control. And I don't even think it's not the control that a lot of people think. It's like you're trying to control your child. We try to control the outcome is really more like it, right? We're not controlling the person, but controlling the outcome. And we need to let go of that. That's what needs to change. You have to have trust that these boundaries and taking care of yourself, the self-care measures you're doing, all of these things will eventually lead to a healthier relationship, even if it takes time. So I know that you all want to build these relationships back in a much better way, quick, but you don't want to go back to the same dysfunction. If we're going to go through all this work to rebuild, we want it to rebuild better. So I hope that helps you. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.